Tech giant Telstra says it will support a federal government review of data retention laws following the Optus cyber hack. Telstra says it would also prefer verifying a customer's data through fingerprint or facial recognition instead of data storage. Stephen Fennick, editor of Tech Guide, joins us live now. Steve, good morning to you. So this is very interesting, isn't it? And, obviously we're going to see more and more, unfortunately, of these breaches, but Telstra certainly weighing in on the laws.
Absolutely, yeah. Good morning, Janie. Yeah, Telstra, this is really the first time we've heard from Telstra since the Optus breach 3 weeks ago. And they explained, first of all, their own side of the data retention laws and how a company like Telstra and Optus are forced to keep data for at least 2 years. The reason for that is in the event of a law enforcement agency needing any information for a criminal investigation, they have to have that information on hand. But Telstra went on to say that, yeah, they would, as you mentioned, they would support a review of the data retention laws, but also how companies can access that data as well. And their suggestion was a biometric system where a customer would come into the store. If they do need to supply information, they can be accessed from a central location, perhaps a government controlled location, and then that is approved or confirmed through your fingerprint or face ID. So the issue that we're having here, and there was another breach earlier this week, Medicare apparently lost more than 3 million records to hackers as well. The problem we're having is that there are so many different companies that we share our data with, and each of those companies, if they're breached, in the case of Optus, in the case of Medicare, then that data gets away. So if there is a way for a data to be stored centrally, and for companies, whenever they need your data for approval or to start a new account or whatever they need, then you can then confirm that with biometrics, so your fingerprint and your facial recognition, which is unique to you. So it's a case of trying to keep. It's like if you have a master document that you don't want anyone to be able to access, but if you make 100 copies of that document, the chances of it getting out in the world increase. If there is only one copy of that document, then the chances of it leaking are reduced. I think we need to have that sort of approach with our data, where it's not going to be everywhere on every company's server, but in a centrally located place.
Yep, you make a very good point, and we're certainly sharing more and more information to so many companies, aren't we? We've got the two-factor authentication, but as you mentioned, the facial recognition, the fingerprints, and just so much more is going to be needed.
Well, the two-factor authentication is great protection for the customer, but our data still resides on that particular company's server. And as the case, I've got two-factor authentication with Optus, but that didn't stop the hackers getting my information. So that's important, but we do really need to look at how we can protect ourselves.
All right, well, what about Polestar? They've revealed their latest vehicle, which is a sleek, fully electric SUV.
Yeah, Polestar, this is the new Polestar 3. And Polestar, by the way, is the sister company of Volvo. So they do have a fair bit of tradition and experience behind them. This is a fully electric SUV that has a 111 kilowatt hour battery, which gives drivers a range of more than 600 kilometres. I know that's a factor with customers considering an electric car, just how far it can go. So that range is quite impressive. But not only that, you're getting all the that's a fair way. Yeah, that's you are getting a lot of features in terms of the AI in the cockpit. You got a 14.5-inch screen, so the tech inside is pretty impressive. There's also sensors and cameras around the car to facilitate fully autonomous driving as well. But one of the more interesting features too is the two-way charging. So in the near future, if you own the Polestar 3, you would be able to transfer power from the car's battery into your home. So you can power your home through the car in the driveway, and vice versa. Of course, you can charge it in the normal way. But this is like the first taste of how we're going to be looking at electric cars in the near future.
And we know Volvo is very renowned for its safety, and you said it's a sister company, similar safety standards?
Absolutely, yeah. It's built with safety in mind. There are a lot of safety features, including advanced driver assistance systems. So, with all the technology and all the sensors, this car is really safe to drive.
All right, and Samsung, they have unveiled their new bespoke range of refrigerators. Let's have a look at some of those.
Yeah, well, I think this is in response to the market, where Samsung has a number of products where they call bespoke, which means that you can customize them to suit your living space, including vacuum cleaners and air purifiers. But the latest of these refrigerators, which allow you to choose various colors and textures to suit your living space. So you don't have to settle for white or silver or black. You actually get a choice here. There's multiple colors to express yourself. And that since the pandemic, Samsung's research has shown that a lot of customers are now more conscious of customizing their living space, to tailoring their living space to their taste, to their needs as well. But yeah, this is going to be pretty popular with customers who are in the middle of renovations or building a new home.
Certainly gets a lot of use, the old fridge, doesn't it? Thanks very much, Steve.
Does in my place for sure.
Always great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Janie.